Hi, it's Conan Altatis. December 11, 2022, and we are here at KMA Fitness and Martial Arts Gym in Makati City, Metro Manila, Philippines, and we are about to witness the belt ceremony of hundreds of Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioners from all over the Philippines, and one of them is the Mark Striegl. Hi.
Hey, no reaction to my special dance moves. Just like, yep, there he is.
Yes. And he will be promoted from purple to brown.
Yes.
And for the first time, I will witness the traditional gauntlet.
Gauntlet of 20 minutes, 1 minute each with fresh guys, so 20 minutes straight. And then the ceremonial, traditional whipping of the belt after.
And I'm excited to see that.
Yes, painful.
His pain is my happiness. So and we will interview him after the ceremony, and of course, Professor Steven Campos of the National Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Team of the Philippines. So let's go.
When you graduate to a new belt, like white to blue, blue to purple, purple to brown.
Not necessarily for brown only. For any.
For any, yeah. So these guys will get belted later.
Belted?
I don't know what you call it, belted, I guess. Like whipped.
Like all of you?
The ones that all graduated. All of these ones that are getting new belts, they're all getting blue. So they're gonna get belted. Whipped, belted, I don't know what you call it.
Flogged.
Flogged, yeah, flogged's a good one. Yeah.
So it's the last round. The purple belts and the brown belts are doing some demonstration, and in a few minutes after this, we will witness the gauntlet tradition of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And as you can see, there's Mark Striegl right there.
Yeah, I got my blue belt in college in 2010. And then I was like a decade-long, 10-year blue belt. And I have to thank Coach Jerry. Yeah, it was sandbagging. And I have to thank Coach Jerry, because he's the one that forced me and said, hey, you have to get your belt and you have to push forward with Sambo. So, I got my purple belt in 2021, I think. And then now my brown belt. So it feels great to get back to my wrestling and jiu-jitsu roots. So, yeah, thank you, Coach Jerry. Thank you, Professor Steven. And thank you all my teammates, thank you Shacho, Paulo, Godwin, and Troy. Thank you everybody. Have a great day with this. And one step closer on this journey all the way. So thank you.
So we just witnessed the traditional gauntlet of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here at KMA Fitness and Martial Arts Gym in Makati City, Metro Manila, Philippines. And after this, we will interview the president, Mr. Stephen Campuis, and of course, we will interview Mark Striegl as well. Let's go! What do you think is easier? Is it for strikers to start learning BJJ or for BJJ practitioners to start learning striking?
I think it depends on the person. I know, like some people can adapt quickly to striking, and others can adapt, the other way around. But I think it's really up to it's an individual.
What's up, bro? Happy to be here. Thanks for coming.
Congratulations, as you can see.
Thank you. Yes, my brown belt.
How do you say it? You got promoted from...
I got promoted from purple belt to brown belt. So in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it's white belt, blue belt, purple belt, brown belt, and then black belt. And then you get a bunch of stripes on each belt before you get promoted to the next color belt. But yeah, I'm one away from black now, so one step closer on my martial arts Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey.
Okay. Before I ask you about your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey, please tell us what Fabricio is.
Fabricio BJJ, that's our Jiu-Jitsu federation. So it's a association that's global around the world. And here in the Philippines, it's one of the big Jiu-Jitsu associations. So I am a brown belt now under Fabricio, and Professor Stephen Campius and Professor Jerry Legaspi.
Right. What does that mean to you that you are now a brown belt?
Yeah, it's a great feeling, It's how do I say? It's basically it's credit. What's the word? I'm sorry, I'm blanking right now. It's like proof of my hard work, I guess. It's something tangible, something physical that shows the work that I've put in martial arts over the years. And I've always wanted to get my black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so it's one step closer to that final destination. So it's not a final destination. You're always learning and getting better and better, but it feels great to get promoted to a brown belt.
One step closer to black belt, but please tell us how you started, your memories when you were still a white belt.
Yeah, well, I wrestled for the longest time since I was 7 years old, and then I started...
And now you are 47?
34 years old now. 34 now, and I was like a 10-year blue belt, because I moved from... I finished college in San Diego, and then I moved back to Asia. Then for the longest time, I was blue belt, and then in 2021... I got my purple belt, and then now, 1 year later, I got my brown belt. So, it feels good. I mean, for the longest time in MMA, you're doing no gi, so I just didn't have that much time to really focus on the gi and trying to get promoted. But, now I've spent a little bit more time with the gi and, of course, with Sambo training too. So it feels good to focus on the gi and get this promotion.
Before I ask you about Sambo, you mentioned you were a 10-year blue belt.
Yes.
What happened?
They call that sandbagging. No, not really. It's that's like a joke. Sandbagging is when you're really a higher belt, but you're competing in a lower division. So it's like almost like a cheater. But no, not really. The thing is for those 10 years, I was really competing so much in MMA, and I just wasn't doing any training with the gi. So if you're not training with the gi, then how are you going to get promoted?
Right.
You can't just show up doing MMA training, doing no gi training, and then they call you and then you get promoted. Like you have to spend time wearing the gi and actually doing some training. So that's why for 10 years I was a sandbagging blue belt, and then thankfully Coach Jerry Legaspi, he recruited me for Sambo, and he told me that I should work harder and get my purple belt and then now brown belt. So.
Now you're doing both BJJ and Sambo. How do you compare the two?
Well, BJJ with the gi, it's a part of MMA, but it's different because you have the grips with the gi. It's a different game than no gi. MMA, you do not wear this uniform in MMA. unless it's old Pride fights or old UFC fights. You don't wear this when you compete in MMA. So it's different, but at the same time, it can complement your game. Using the gi, it can slow things down and just like broaden your way of thinking about the techniques that are involved on the ground and in grappling. So it's all related.
I asked this to Sir Steven earlier. I'm gonna ask you as well. For mixed martial artists, as we know, we kind of labeled them. They're either a striker or how do you say, grappler. So which one is easier, for a grappler to learn striking or for a striker to learn grappling?
I think it depends on the athlete. For sure, it depends on the athlete. But I would say, in general, overall, more so you see grapplers learning how to strike, like high-level grapplers learning how to strike versus high-level strikers learning how to grapple. Because grappling is one of those tricky martial arts where if you don't do it from a very young age and you don't get that muscle memory, it's very hard to learn how to scramble and to do these weird moves and to contort your body in these weird, foreign positions when you're, later in life, like in your 20s or your 30s. It's very difficult unless you grew up doing those from a very young age. So I'd say it's harder for high-level strikers to pick up grappling later on in life. But these days in MMA, you have young kids that do everything from the start, and that's what you see with the next generation of MMA. You have guys that learn how to strike, wrestle, and submit and do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from very, very young age.
So is it correct to say, Mugen, that if you want to pursue this as a profession, if you want to be a professional athlete and in combat sports, you have to start young, but if you want to try it only for fitness, you can do it later in life?
Yeah, of course, for sure. I mean, any sport, right? Any sport, tennis, football, all the great athletes, they all, like 99% of the great athletes in any sport, they all start very, very young. So mixed martial arts, or just martial arts in general, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, boxing, martial arts, it's very important to start very, very young. But for general fitness and just, losing weight and learning self-defense, of course, you can start at any time. And if you're a freak athlete, maybe you'll be able to turn pro and you'll be able to have that bucket list check, later on in life. But for sure, it's important to start young if you want to make a career out of it.
Now that you're a brown belt, does it mean that you will train more often now to get your black belt? Considering that you have a busy sports career, showbiz career, modeling career.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I've been doing. And,
Do you have a particular deadline for yourself?
No deadline. I just want to keep getting better. And I have to get my first stripe on my brown belt, second stripe. Of course. You have to get your stripes on the belt. First stripe, second stripe, third stripe. Keep leveling up. So I'm in no rush. I just want to keep getting better, and of course, eventually get my black belt. But then even when you get black belt, there are stripes on your black belt. So it's an ever learning and growing process.
I have no more questions. Message to your fellow Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners who had been in the same color, the same belt for many years.
Oh yeah. Yeah, to all the 10-year blue belts and sandbaggers out there, keep training hard, guys, and stop sandbagging. Get promoted and put in the time and go to the next belt. And all the guys from Fabricio that got belted today and got promoted today, congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
Mark Striegl, Sambist, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt now, actor, model, and a mixed martial artist.
Woo!
One of the only two Filipino fighters who competed in both one championship and the UFC.
This is true.
Done. That's it.
Nice. Thanks, Conan.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Minutes.
Thanks, bro.
Photos, please.
whipped me the hardest.
No! You have evidence?
Hardest, yeah, it's on video. And then I'm gonna hashtag like father, like son.
May ilaw.
Notice, Jerry.
Guys, order more.